Let's go to property. And again, with property, I always start with migration because that still is and will always be the primary driver of property price growth. Anywhere in the world, if you want to see property growth, you need population growth. And not just population quantum, affluence. You need affluent population growth. And that's what Australia has. And you can see here with all the numbers, we're now at 27.4 million in December 24, which means we're tapping on the door of 28 million right now in Australia. We're very, very close. Now you can see here, we're back at our pre-COVID levels of about 1.7% growth. After last year, we peaked up at about 2.5. Now that peak up was literally just sucking up all of the COVID exits that came back. That was largely the students in Victoria that had left the country, were studying online and were told they had to come back and finish their degrees in situ, in country. So that came back. But you can see Victoria, which has been languishing the last 2 years, the last 3 years, their quantum population growth is back at normal levels, where in 21 it went into minus growth. Now that has caused confusion in the property market, on top of higher taxes as a property investor in Victoria, higher regulation as a landlord. So all of these three things combined to create a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative sentiment, and Victoria has been in negative growth up until recently, as we predicted. But it has the highest quantum population growth in the country, which means it has the highest amount of underlying fundamental momentum. If you look at WA, it's the highest percentage at 2.4, 70,000, 1,200, 1,300 a week, 1,400 a week coming into WA, but we've got the highest wage average in Australia. We've got the lowest, one of the lowest, property prices. So that market is going to feel the pinch and have a lot of upward pressure on it more than any. But everywhere is pretty consistent. 1.3 in Victoria, in New South Wales, 1.9 Victoria, 1.9 Queensland. A lot of downsizer activity with money coming to Queensland, looking for the rest of their life enjoyment. Hence Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, these places are doing phenomenally well because a lot of downsizers out of Sydney and Melbourne are coming up there, baby boomers, releasing equity out of their homes, buying their dream home, having their best life.